Good morning, everybody, and today we're here to talk to you about profit hacking your meeting costs and your travel time, your travel costs. All of those things really add up when you go out to see a client or when you go to meet a prospect. One of the ways that you can profit hack your business and save more time, save your costs, is not to go and meet these people in person, but actually to go and meet them remotely. So using tools like Skype or Zoom or Appear In.
Now, that's not to be mistaken for being rude, because the reality of the situation is one of the value adds we do to our clients is we do remote meetings via Skype, Zoom, and Appear In, etc., which is now renamed Whereby for some reason. But we do, yeah. But we do these remote meetings mainly for, well, actually for both benefits really, because we save us time, we save them time. Because what we often find is when we go on site to a client, we'll have planned a day's worth of work, and what happens is it's easy to get distracted. The ongoing items in the business become a distraction for the client when we're there.
It's the phone calls and the people who just pop into the office, and the roving salesman that just pops in and has to have a conversation, and let's just stop for a coffee and let's just meet this person and that person. So you find that I certainly find if I go in to see a client, it probably takes like 2 or 3 times longer to do something that you could have got done on a Skype meeting. The beauty of a Skype meeting, I think, is you're there and you're focused and you're looking at your screen. So you're looking one-to-one at each other, or not if you're super camera shy. And it makes things a lot easier to do those kind of things remotely. You can be looking at screens, you can share screens. The technology is so advanced nowadays that you can do so much more by Skype or by Zoom.
And ironically, it's actually easier to see what's going on because you can do share screens. It's easier than looking over someone's shoulder at trying to see what's going on the screen. Much easier to see it as a share screen. And you get the exact feel for what they're doing and why. So not only is it more efficient in terms of time, it's actually more efficient in terms of cost to both us and to the client as well. Because obviously we don't need to bill them for the extra time where we're sort of essentially sitting around, basically lost time where we're sitting around while they firefight. And likewise, we also don't have the cost of the travel. So we don't have to travel the mileage, we don't have to claim for the fuel, etc., and stuff like that. So it's really cost effective both ways.
So if you didn't travel 222 miles a month, then that would save your business £100 in mileage claims. Plus, of course, there's the lunch and the subsistence and the expensive Costa that you bought. So we looked at that last week. And all of that cost could be saved by not going out remotely. But what happens if the client is one of those people that wants to see the white of your eyes? Now, that is a challenge. If you've built that into your costs and you've built that expectation into your costs to go and see them and to physically spend that much time with them, looking into the whites of their eyes and having that one-to-one interaction, it's not too bad. But many of our clients, we find, don't do that. So that becomes a real sort of lost opportunity and a real profit leak. But it's one that you don't necessarily think about. So take a few moments to think about all of the meetings that you have in your business, the time that you spend away from your business meeting clients or going to networking meetings or meeting prospects, customers, suppliers, that kind of thing. Is it really necessary? Is there a more efficient way of doing things? Now, of course, some people really like to go out and they really love or need that social engagement, and that's okay. Just make sure you understand how much it's physically costing you in time and effort. So, we've all met people who spend so much time networking that they're networking, fried breakfast every day, that they're not actually spending the time in their business, and then they're complaining that they're too busy and they're too exhausted, they're busy running around all over the place, they don't actually have the time to work on their business. So then you have to make that real life decision, what's the better use of my time and my money, because networking can be expensive. Do I really need to go there? Do I have to go there? And we've seen people cut significant costs out by reducing their networking or choosing the ones where they really are benefiting from those.
And remember, profit's more than just about cash, because it's also about cash, it's about time, it's about control, it's about having these elements together which all tie in. So if we save time, we can obviously sell the time. If we save the money, well, obviously we have the cash saved as well in most instances. So it's really win-win with this situation.
Yeah, I think that's quite important as well, isn't it? If you're saving 2 or 3 hours, so we often go to London. Quite a few of our clients are in London, but if we wanted to go and see a client that's in central London for a couple of hours during the day, it wipes out 3 hours before and 3 hours after, because we're going from Suffolk to London, and then you've got a couple of £100 worth of travel costs. On-site meetings can be really, really, really expensive and really time consuming. So it's okay if you can work on the train, easier if you upgrade to first class, which of course is another cost. But, you know, for me, it's so much easier to work. I often upgrade to first class, but that's a choice that I'm doing. I did sit in the ordinary trains, the standard class, a couple of weeks ago, and had a table battle with a woman who had an iPad who kept pushing my laptop off the table. So mine was teetering on the edge and hers was perfectly flat because she didn't like it to overlap her lap. It was really absurd. You know, do you say anything? Do you not say anything? So I sort of moved it, and we had a bit of a raised eyebrow moment, but the train was really, really packed. So I was actually really lucky to be sitting down, so I didn't want to make too big a fuss.
Just lucky to be there.
Well, it was really difficult, wasn't it? So, and the Wi-Fi signal was so bad, all the work I thought I was going to get done on the train, I didn't get done on the train. So I got to London sort of late because the train was delayed. Then I was late for my appointment because the Extinction Rebellion chaps were all out there doing their standing on tube trains. So everybody was delayed. So the whole day was tremendous fun because of the people that I went out with, but also massively stressful because I was late for everything because all the trains were delayed. So,
and it's the travel element which is really hard to bill onto the client. So it's basically your time, your cost. And I think actually if we have a little think back, I reckon everyone can think of a travel story where they think that was a complete wasted day. We had a really good one. It was a great day out, but it was a terrible waste of our time. We went to see a client, didn't we? I'll let you tell it actually.
We went to see a client in Oxford Street. And we'd had this meeting booked for weeks and weeks and weeks ahead. And we were going to talk to them about their management accounts. And this was in, the early days when we didn't realise quite how busy they were. And we got all the way to London and we got there early. So we'd been hanging around in Oxford Street. And then about 10 minutes before we were due to meet them, when we were just on our way to the offices, they called and said, sorry, they were too busy. They had to postpone the meeting.
They had train issues as well.
2 train tickets down. We'd in the middle of London. So what did we do for the afternoon?
Spent it in Hamleys, as you do. That was the effective use of our time that day.
Yeah, we could have.
Why not? When in Rome.
Yeah, could have written a blog post out of that, couldn't we?
Oh, that was a good one, though.
So have a think about it. Tell us where you've saved money in your business by not travelling. Tell us about the tools that you're using and how that's saving you time and effort and possibly stress. If you certainly at the moment travelling in London is not fun.
Yeah.
I've got similar stories where I've been all the way to Birmingham to a client meeting and I've sat in road delays, accidents, been up there the night before, and it's a good job I had because the actual trip took about 6 hours to get there because I got stuck in probably the biggest traffic jam on the planet to get up there. I did go on a Virgin train though.
They are experienced. I've got to give them credit.
Amazing, yeah. So that was worth it actually. To go on a Virgin train when I was up there.
Yeah. So look for your leaks in travel costs and actually consider whether or not you should be saving yourself time, saving yourself money, and actually the value add to your client as well, because you might be saving them time. So it's actually both ends of the spectrum. Everybody
benefits.
Yeah.
And share your stories.
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
Yeah. Let us know your funniest travel story, your most expensive or inconvenient travel story, and then the tools and tips that you use to make your own travel cost effective and time efficient. And that's enough from us today. We'll see you tomorrow for another profit hack. Speak to you soon.
Bye.